welcome to ShepherdEmpire. So today, this video is actually dedicated to final year students, that those doing their project work. In today's video, we are going to look at very simple, techniques in how to use SPSS to analyze your data, and also how to, get away from plagiarism. That is some techniques that you can use to paraphrase your words, your project work effortlessly. Yeah. So without wasting my time, let's get to work. And don't forget to subscribe. The name is ShepherdEmpire on YouTube, and then on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, as well as TikTok. The name is ShepherdEmpire. So subscribe, share to a friend, or another friend to also share to his or her friend. And then we keep sharing. All right. So I've already installed SPSS on my laptop already. If you have questions on how to install it, you can actually, link up. I will leave, a link to my email down the video. Okay, so let's quickly jump onto it. Now, assuming you have SPSS, that is what is showing here. And now I've opened a new, SPSS page. Now, there's other one also here. So you can see this another SPSS, like data that I've collected and analyzed. Yeah, so we have the data view and the variable view. It's very simple. Now the variable view is where you code, your response that you've generated for your questionnaire. And a quick one, before you use the SPSS, it's assumed that you've already gone to from chapter 1 to chapter 3 of your project work, and now you've shared your questionnaire for it to be, responded by others, and you're trying to, analyze their response. So everything in here has been, has been through the first 3 stages of your project work. So that's how we do it. Now, when you get a fresh sheet like this, we have, the data view and then variable view. This is where you put in the variables related to your questionnaire. Now we have, let me first take you through the interface. Okay, it's very simple, not complicated. You have the name section where you have to type, give it a title, let's say a title. And then the type, we have the with decimals, label values, missing columns, align, measure, and the row. Some of these things are just there, like not really a thing. So assuming you shared your questionnaire, and then the first thing on your questionnaire is gender. Yeah. So the title here, you give it gender. Now, one thing you should take note is that there should not be a space behind or in front of whatever you type here. So gender, then let's say you press enter. Right. So now the type here, you have numeric, so many other types here. So you just click OK, move on. The weight 8 is okay. Now decimals, probably next we do it 0, right, by using the down and arrow keys that we have here. Okay. Now the label is where you give it a name. So let's say the question you actually ask. So let's say, what is your gender? So this is where you actually bring in the question that you ask. Now values here is where you code. Okay. So you see value 1. Now what is it label? So I'm saying that 1 should be called male, and I'll add it, and I'll say 2 should be called female. So probably the gender question was closed-ended, and we had male and female. Then I add, then I click on OK. So now I have 1 to be equal to male and then 2 to be equal to female. Missing, just leave it like that, none as it is. Okay, no missing value. Then the column, let's say 8, right align is there already, input as row is there. Now measure, take it to nominal. All right, nominal. Okay, so now let's see, you have after the gender, you were like education level. So education level. So I don't want to use space, So education, and then the next thing that I want to name it level, I just have to make it capital, so education level. I hit the enter, and then you repeat the same thing again. So let's say here I want to ask what is your level of education. Now with the label part, you can actually leave spaces and all those kind of things. So at the value column, I'm going to say 1. So I'm basically going to take it from the top. So 1, let's say PhD. Then I'll add 2, let's say masters. Then I'll add 3, let's say degree. Then I'll add, and then 4, let's say HND. I'll add, then finally 5, let's say C. Now add. So after that, just say okay, then repeat the same thing again. We have here to be nominal. I'm not going to go through the whole length of the question. So let's say the next one, you're trying to your research is basically about, let's say, online marketing. So let's say now you're going to ask whether they buy online. So let's say online buy as the heading. Now you change it. So here you're going to ask, do you make purchases online? Right, now the values you're going to say is close-ended. 1, yes. 2, no. So we don't have maybe to this one. And then you choose nominal. So the next one, what items? Okay, so let's say, I almost forgot. So items that you buy. So let's say items. I'll name it items. So here I'll ask what items do you buy online? And at the label, I'm going to say 1, electronics. 2, dresses. And let's say 3, shoes. Then let's say 4, I'm going to choose 4, I'm going to choose groceries. Okay, no. Okay, so 4, I'm going to choose food. Right. And the same way you do it, nominal. Now the last one, then we move on. I don't take much of your time. 5, why do you buy online? So at the head, I'm going to say reason. And I'll add, why do you buy online? So probably the answers I'm expecting is 1, cost. 2, convenient. 3, quality. Yeah, so basically that's the answers I'm expecting. And again, right, so here you're done with the coding, right? So assuming you research for 10 people, okay, these are the questions you ask them, that each of them choose whatever they will choose. So after inputting the data or doing the coding at the data variable view or the variable interface, then you move on to the data set. Now, when you come to the data view, you see that it has given it heading. So you have gender, education level, online buy items, and the reasons. Very simple. So what you have to do is that here it's like 10, so 1 to 10. So gender, you said if someone is male, it should be 1. If someone is female, it should be 2. So probably you've grouped your questionnaire beside you, so you know number of males and number of females. So let's say females were, many. So I'm going to say female males being 3. So 1, 2, 3 here, and then females being 6. Sorry, 7. So sorry, I'm going to say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 up to 10. It's very simple and fast. Now, educational level. When you go to the data view, variable view, you realize that it's up to 5. So let's say, and then let's check again. PhD is 1, masters, yeah, on and on and on. So let's say I had 1 PhD, so I say 1. Then let's say master's also was 1, so I say 2. Degree 1, I'll say 3. So you see 3. Then HND 2, so I'll say 4, 4. So you see, and then the rest are what C candidates. Very simple. Now online buy, I was expecting to answer yes or no, so either 1 or 2. So assuming from what I asked, 9 people were buying online, only 1 person wasn't buying. So now you can relate it to the person who said it, but not really. It's not really necessary. All you need to know is that the number of those who said this and the number of those who said that. So now when you say 1, now it is at the ninth one. So the next one I'm going to say 2. The person said no. So I have 9 people saying yes, and then 1 person saying no. Now the items I mentioned: food, I mentioned electronics, I mentioned, okay, let's check it again. So items here, I mentioned electronic, dresses, food, shoes. So I'm going to say electronics had 2, dress 1, shoes. Okay, so when your output comes like this, so now you have 18, frequency tables, and then you have 18 pie chart. So you can use any of them. Look at how you can paraphrase, your words effortlessly, so that you do away with plagiarism when you are sending your work into any, turn it in software or turn it in platform. So assuming you have your work done, all right, and then you obviously had help from Google Scholar, and you obviously copied from others or people. Now here comes the case that you have to submit your work through a Turnitin platform, which will check for plagiarism, how you've copied others, how similar are they, and all those kind of things. Now what you need to do is very simple. You don't need to stress, don't panic, okay? So let me open my Word, and let me take any random work that I've worked on, and I'll try to. So let me see. Okay, so there's the work. And now this chapter 2, literature review, and I believe I'm writing about, let's say, online shopping. And here it is believed that I've sampled or taken it from other sources that is their work. So I need to make it mine. How do I do it? It's very simple. When you open your work, just copy. Okay, let me copy it up to here. Now, one thing about paraphrasing is that some of the websites can actually paraphrase it out of context. Yeah, and you realize that you may have, jeopardized work or junk. All right, so quickly, let's go to my internet, Microsoft Edge. Now you have, best paraphrasing tool. That you have paraphraser.io, and then you have, Quillbot.com. That is, I think Quillbot is very popular. Everybody knows it. So now let me copy it here. paste it. So there, I had, other work that I've already paraphrased. Now, one thing about Cobalt is that it allows only up to 125 words. Okay, you can't go maximum unless you go premium upgrade here. And I'm not sure we all have that kind of resources to upgrade and then do just, one project work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some. Okay, so I have, up to this part. But when you go to paraphraser.io, okay, don't worry, I'm going to leave the link to these two websites down there for you below so that you can know it. So here it takes up to 400 words. So if you are comparing, the number of, words or how fast you can go, I would advise you choose, paraphraser.io over quickboard.com. So here, when you upload or paste your work here, you have fluency and standard. If you want to go creative or smarter, you need to upgrade. And then in the same way, Quickboard, if you want to go formal, simple, creative, Quickboard have a lot of features as well. Or shorten, you need to upgrade. Okay. So let's first do with paraphraser.io. Now here, the moment you upload your work or the moment you paste your work in here. Okay, let me just restart it, refresh it a bit. Now, whilst this is restarting or refreshing, let's look at this one. So with Quickboard, the moment you just paste, then you go to paraphrase. Depending on the kind of network you're using, connectivity is going to, actually take some time. All right, so the paraphrasing is done. Now let's compare. Advertising is essentially helping the shoppers' necessities and all that. So we are saying that advertising is essentially assisting the shoppers' necessities and all that. So that is what is giving you, actually changing this for you. Now let's come here. So with paraphraser.io, once you paste it, you go to I'm not a robot. Yeah. And you paraphrase. Sometimes it might give you some, recaptcha codes to, select what and what and what. So now you saw the same test how Quillbot paraphrased it and how paraphraser.io paraphrased it. So advertising essentially helps us to be more profitable and productive to meet the needs of our buyers by offering superior items and the management of whatever is saying. Now, when you are uploading this work, these two works and turn it in. This one change, a little change a little aspect of it than this one. And once this with paraphrases.io, once it has changed it for you, it still gives you the opportunity to check for plagiarism. So check let's check and see. You can summarize it. You can also check the grammar. So let me check for plagiarism. Now it brings you to the next page here, and then keeps loading. So with checking for plagiarism here, you can upload up to 5,000 words. That is, aside that, to check up to 5,000 words, you have to go pro, but you can check for 1,000 words. So here too, I'm not a robot. Then check plagiarism. All right, it's checking. Boom. So you see the summary is up here. 0% plagiarized and then 100% unique. So that means you are good to go. Now, one thing is the free checkers, the free site for plagiarism checkers are limited in terms of function. So it could be that you are 0% here, but when you go to turn it in where you've registered, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and also let me know anything that you are facing in your product, your project work. The name once again is ShepherdEmpire. Subscribe, share, and comment. And if you're having any problem with your work, with regards, um, project work, thesis, assignments, anything, feel free to contact me. My email is sdesign833 at gmail.com. It's actually running on the screen, so you're going to see it. Then I have my business line as well. All right. I'll see you again with another exciting and educating video. Stay tuned. And once again, don't forget to subscribe. All right. Have a nice time. Bye bye.